Incredibly, it is 10 years since Roy Hodgson took over at Liverpool. While that might seem like a crazy appointment in 2020, back in 2010, Roy the Boy's stock was quite high. He'd just masterminded Fulham's excellent Europa League run and only lost to Atletico Madrid in extra time in the final, so he seemed like a good choice. However, Hodgson lasted just 6 months in charge at Anfield, with the 8 signings he made during that transfer window failing to take the club to the next level. So here are Roy Hodgson's 8 transfers while Liverpool manager and what they're doing now. Paul Konchesky. Joining for $3 million from Fulham on deadline day, Konchesky signed a 4-year deal and was soon installed as the Reds' first choice left back. It's safe to say that fans, or Kenny Dalglish, who was not happy with Konchesky's performances at all, shared Hodgson's faith in the Englishman. And after one game against Stoke in which Konchesky was baracked by his supporters, his mum even took to Facebook to label him as Scouse scum. He unsurprisingly spent the second half of the season out on loan once Hodgson had been sacked, before signing for Leicester City permanently in 2011. After dropping down to the non-league towards the end of his career, Konchesky recently joined Billericay Town as assistant manager to Jamie O'Hara. He also owns his own pie and mash shop called Conch's Cafe. Honestly. Christian Poulsen. Poulsen joined from Juventus for $4.5 million as a replacement for Javi Mascherano, but he was never ever going to live up to Mascherano's ability. He did improve slightly under Kenny Dalglish, but was ultimately deemed not as good as Jay Spearing, and was dished out to Evian after just 1 season and 12 appearances in the Premier League. Poulsen then spent 2 years at Ajax before retiring in 2015 after 1 season back at Denmark with Copenhagen. He's now rejoined Ajax as their assistant manager. JONJO SHELVEY. A transfer that actually was agreed during the Rafa Benitez regime, Shelvey, then only 18, joined the Reds from Charlton for just $1.7 million following a number of impressive displays in League One. The midfielder made his debut in that shock League Cup exit to Northampton at Anfield and went on to make 21 appearances in all competitions that season and was generally regarded as a player with quite a lot of promise. He stayed 2 more years before departing for Swansea in 2013, with a not too shabby 69 appearances, nice, and 7 goals to his name for Liverpool. He actually netted his first Swansea goal against Liverpool, but was at fault for 2 of their goals in the same game. After 3 seasons in South Wales, he moved to Newcastle United, where he finally did get to work with Rafa Benitez, albeit being regarded as a talented but flawed midfielder. RAUL MEIRELES. The biggest money signing of Hodgson's brief tenure, Meireles joined the club for $11.5 million from Porto, taking the number 4 shirt vacated by the outgoing Alberto Aquilani. Unlike most of Hodgson's signings, he was actually quite good, scoring some brilliant goals and winning the PFA Fans Player of the Year award at the end of his first season. However, he did leave after just over a year at the club, handing in a transfer request to force a move to Chelsea, where he also enjoyed a decent season, earning a Champions League medal in the process. Meireles retired at the end of the 2015-2016 season after a 4-year stint with Fenerbahce. He most recently made the headlines, appearing in the Portuguese version of Lip Sync. I have no idea what that is, but that's what he's doing. Milan Jovanovic. A player that was once described as the greatest player in the world by Neighbours character Andrew Robinson. Yes, that really happened.
Jovanovic? What nationality is that?
Serbian.
How do you know?
Milan Jovanovic. He's one of the greatest soccer players in the world, and he's Serbian.
Jovanovic joined Liverpool on a free transfer, having netted 69 goals in 153 games for Anderlecht. He also claimed that he'd turned down a move for Real Madrid, so hopes were pretty high for him when he joined. He, however, only scored twice for Liverpool, including that game against Northampton. When Hodgson left, he struggled to find opportunities, often not even managing to get a place on the bench under Kenny Dalglish. After just 1 season at Anfield, he returned to Anderlecht, where he scored 24 goals in 90 games before seemingly disappearing off the face of the earth. Does anyone know where he is? Because we can't find him. Danny Wilson. Joining for £2 million, it was actually Kenny Dalglish who gave the defender his Premier League debut in a 3-1 defeat against West Ham. Wilson made 8 appearances in total that season, but made just 1 over the next 2 seasons, having been loaned out to Blackpool, Bristol City and Hearts, who he joined permanently in 2013. The defender now plays for Colorado Rapids in the MLS after a 3-year spell back at Ibrox. Joe Cole. Cole signed from Chelsea on a free transfer after his contract at Stamford Bridge expired, with Steven Gerrard famously comparing his technical ability to that of Lionel Messi. And while he might not have been that good, Cole was a wonderful player and might have been even better were it not for the injuries. However, his time at Liverpool was not really that great, and he pretty much started as he meant to go on, getting sent off after just 45 minutes on his Premier League debut for Liverpool against Arsenal. He was then sent out on loan to Lille the following season and spent 6 months back at Anfield before he was shipped out to West Ham on a free transfer. After spells with Aston Villa and Coventry City, Cole finished his career with Tampa Bay Rowdies in the North American Soccer League. He's actually now returned to Chelsea as an academy coach, but left the role in June 2020 as he works towards becoming a manager. And finally, Brad Jones. After Borough failed to get promotion back to the Premier League at the first attempt, Jones was sacrificed first team football for a chance to sit on the bench at Liverpool, and he was lucky to do that for 5 years, after joining for £2.3 million in 2010. Oddly, like a number of Hodgson signings, Jones debuted in that game against Northampton, but he only made one more appearance that season and was fished out on loan to Derby County. Jones did make 25 more appearances over the next 4 years at Anfield, including 15 in the 2012-2013 season, before leaving for Bradford City in 2015. He subsequently enjoyed spells in the Eredivisie with NEC and Feyenoord, and is now playing for Al Nassr in the Saudi Professional League. Who do you think was Roy Hodgson's best and worst signing? Let us know in the comments below. Be sure to like and share this video because that really does help us out, and subscribe if you want to see more great football content. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time for another one.